It's original, and I had to share this story because I got a buddy. She's a great gal, just a great gal. And if any of you guys are kinda into the tomboy type who likes to hunt, big Republican, let me know, I'll set you up. She's not that pretty. She's like a 5.5, 6. I'm just be honest with you right now. Anyway, so she, has a completely woke sister, um, crazy. And, that was before the disease came along. That was before the disease came along. And, of course, the typical mom that is more concerned about being a good mom for her own reputation than just raising her damn kid. And so this such a henpicked husband. So henpicked, like he's not even alive, it doesn't matter, so just like, reminds me of Uncle Emil from the Shep Show. Anyway, so they do and leftists, and they do the right thing. And they did everything they were told. They sequestered themselves or quarantined themselves. They made my friend go through hurdles because they didn't want to have the disease. How do I say this without identifying it? They went to delusional extreme lengths that when driving to limit the amount of human contact they were going to have. I don't know how else to put it. I guess unless I told you what the extreme length was, your jaw would not drop to hit the ground, but it is so stupid your jaw should drop and hit the ground. Everyone got the original shot, then they got the booster, then they got booster part 2, then they got booster part 3. Masks, everything like they did everything your Lord and Savior Fauci said to do. I found out last week they all got COVID. Now I know. In intellectual honesty, somebody in mainstream media might want to try it. It is a treatment. Can we call it that? It is a treatment. In my day, vaccine meant something. I mean, you didn't get it. Okay. Like, yeah, you can't get it. So it could lick your face with it. You're not going to get it. And I understand that in all honesty, if you want, tune in to Tipping the Odds Vegas podcast. Like, why would I tune into a podcast about Las Vegas? Because Dr. Kevin is a doctor. And he so far has been my source on all things COVID related because he says, yes, the vaccine improves. What were the numbers? I think it improves your chances or lessens your symptoms by what would 400% on the back division be? 80%, I guess 80% effectiveness. And then natural immunity was, no, how did it work? Yeah, it was 4 and 3. So it was 12 factor fold. So natural immunity was 13 times or 12 times as effective. And then the vaccine was like 10 times better. I think maybe that's what it was. The vaccine lowered your chances by 90%. And then the natural immunity really kicked it in the ass. Something like another 4 times on top of that. So there was a multiplying factor. So I'm aware, based on the sources I trust, the treatment was effective for a certain period of time, but not for everyone. I understand that. Some people who were very young, our buddy Donovan Sharp got it. He was in the hospital, critical care. So I'm aware, 300 million people, various things going to happen. But my favorite was this. And of course, worthless jobs. They're leftists. They work, I think, government or non-profit, some bullshit job. And, they're just daily jerking each other off in front of the mirror about just what great people they are because they followed CDC regulations. I don't really measure myself as worth of a man that way, but if I was literally an economic parasite and a psychopath, that's what I'd do. And all this, all good for me, good for me, good for me. They all got it. None of them died. People I see that, no, none of them died. They're all fine. Shock. I know. Sit down. Young family. They're all okay. I think the kids were asymptomatic. I was like, wow, man. What's that like? You know, I'll let me tell you what I did during COVID. I didn't follow any of the rules. None. You know, unless I was forced on a plane or I had to get groceries. I didn't, don't go out unless you absolutely have to. Dude, I was out every day hiking, running, doing my thing. I went to the grocery store. I went wherever I would go, what was open. Then they all kind of backed off. It depended on the state. Like, don't go out unless you have to. I went out anyway. Then I went to Utah where there were no restrictions, and we all had a good time. Me, the great one, our female buddy, Sergeant Greg. We all had a good time. We were hiking, buying stuff. People were fine, having espresso, having coffee, going to restaurants. Crossed over into Cortez, Colorado, dead. Oh, by the way, I know I got to tell a story. Maybe I should let the great one tell it. But 2 companies are bankrupt in Colorado now. Because Governor Polis thought he was an economist or a capitalist or a businessman or something. And now the great one's still employed because he moved to a no mask, no bullshit state. Anyway, so then I enjoyed Utah for a while. Went golfing all the time in Vegas. Oh, you need your vaccines, or not the vaccines. You need the masks. But I think people in Vegas were sick of it after a while. People weren't wearing them anymore. Like, this is done. We're done. Then the thing was lifted because a sporting event was going to happen in Vegas. You know, that's important. There was money. Then money was involved then. So, you know, no, okay. We'll stop it. And now it's all done. Now it's all done. And I think there was that big spike. Remember when Omicron came in? I think I got it. Big jump, like 1 million in one day or something. It was a huge jump. That came in and did more than all the federal governments in the world did to help people fight off the disease. And then they still got it. Like, after all this, I'm sure it's going to run around. It's in the system now. And so that family got it, and they did it. They, like, what was that like, not being free for 2.5 years? What was that like? And he still got it. Oh, I don't know what other lies you're going to believe. You know, the world, how many times has the world been ending? You know, I understand frail old people. Sure, immunocompromised. Absolutely. That's why some people are like, well, them are wearing a mask. Well, how do you know? You don't know whether that guy, maybe he's old, maybe he's frail, maybe they got a breathing thing. But what is that like, believing every lie? See, they started with Gen X, really. It was global cooling, then it was global warming, but not first without all the paper companies. You all think big oil was evil. It was the paper companies before that. They were cutting down all the trees. The rainforests were going to thing, and they're going to die. There was acid rain. It was going to burn our eyeballs out if we looked and caught a raindrop in our eyes. I don't know what happened to acid rain. The ozone layer, that, and then also, any degree's a good degree. You all got to go to college. Socialism works. Hey, black people, vote for Democrats just one more time. Trust it. This time, Lucy won't pull the football out from Charlie Brown. Women don't need men. Oh, sure, you whatever gender you want to be today. And next hour, who knows? It's fleeting. It's whatever you want. Oh, yes. This is going to kill us all. Remember when we thought it was potentially like, oh man, this is the no shit joke. And like, there weren't people dropping out of the sky. Weren't bodies in the streets. I'm like, oh, is it really that bad? And you're not supposed to believe your eyes. You knew one guy that died, but he was over 65, 70. You knew another person that had to go to the hospital. They were overweight. Then you're like, oh, okay, there was a legit no shit case. Like, oh, wow, then you start thinking like, well, my eyes tell me like some people are just really susceptible to this, but it's a very small percent. And then you looked at the numbers, who's dying, old, frail people, like normally. Just, I don't know, maybe us Gen Xers are veterans of more bullshit propaganda. Like, oh yeah, is the sky falling again? Oh, okay. All right. No, I'm going to Utah. I'm going to Florida. I'm going to go hike. I'm going to go enjoy a sandwich. I'm going to go out with my buddies and my pals, and we're going to live to talk about it. But I thought that was a funny story. I thought it was very cute. These are mint beads. They're good for my throat. That's why I take them. Yeah. See, my boy. I'm sorry, Jennifer. It does. Sometimes yeah. Like there was that one conservative talk show guy, obviously laughed in his face. I didn't laugh in his face, but many people did, where he was all against it and he died because of it. It just seemed to like pick some random people. Yep, but no one died. Only 3 notifications per day per creator. Is that it? Is that why people don't get notifications? Oh, I'm sorry, Jennifer. I didn't know that your beau died. Geez, 46. That's younger than me. Yeah, that's a good question. From COVID? Not to pry too much. But anyway, yeah, so that was the greatest story ever told. They did everything right. And this is not to besmirch people who passed away or got it or were very serious about it for reasons, probably very legitimate. It's more for how you guys believe. Look, they're still working on a vaccine for AIDS. That's 35 years running now since it kind of made the mainstream. You thought in a month they just whip something up and it would work? You really thought that? And I'm surprised they even got the efficacy that they did. Oh yeah, Alex, that's right. Y2K. Oh yeah, computers are going to reset to 0. Planes would fall out of the sky. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Biggest scam ever. Good thing my dad refused to buy computers, so he never had to buy software updates. Your old man sounds cool. Did you know, Mad, 2 Canadian bucks? My pal, mid-20s, got wrecked by a root beer float. Yeah, I mean, and there's, look, nothing's perfect. There's still statistically you're better off taking it than not. But there's still some people that got messed up with it. I know, anecdotes. It's only anecdotes. It's the only lady I know, though. She had a ton of cardio respiratory problems after she took it. But it's still statistically better off. But all you young people, oh my God, shut down the economies. Shut it down now. We're all gonna die. Everybody do exactly as you're told. All right. There you go. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.